Hi traders. So this is a continuation of the dollar index analysis that I did in the previous recording. Today being the 5th of this January 2020. So I said in the previous video about the dollar index, about the possibility of the dollar index going down. However, right now it seems to be I'll just quickly go there so that for those of you who haven't watched that video will understand. So this is what's going on the dollar index from the monthly. Okay, so I briefly talked about the possibility that this market had the potential to still go further down, possibly to the 62% retracement area of this move, but right now we are in a bounce, so to speak. And if I go to the weekly chart, you see it properly here because of this spinning top. Okay, so even though the trend looks to be down because we have a wave bottom situation, a wave top situation, sorry, here. However, we have a spinning top here, and whenever you see a spinning top, just like what occurred here and here and here, you see that there might be a bounce, and this looks like a very good opportunity for the market to bounce up. Okay, so that's on the dollar index. So now, because the possibility of bouncing up is there, that means that on the euro, what we are looking at is the possibility of the market coming down for a bit before resuming the upward move. So this is the monthly chart, and right now the most current candle is bearish. Okay, so we're going to go down to the weekly and see what we see. So this is what's going on right now. You can see that even here on the weekly chart, the most current candle looks like a hammer, and whenever you see a hammer bar or a spinning top or railroad tracks, that connotes a reversal pattern after a run up or a run down in price. Okay, so even though we have a valid wave bottom situation going on here, I believe that this is an opportunity for the market to breathe a little before continuing the upward trend. So let me go down to the daily chart and we'll see what we'll see. So on the daily chart, we'll begin to see more definition, and it's easier to see here that even though the market is currently in an uptrend, we have what is what you can call a dip right now. Okay, so the easiest way for us to look at this is the bias is to buy, but right now we are in a short-term bearish position. Okay, so but I will recommend that your bias should be to go long, because the overall trend is up. And if I were to take a trend line here, even if I were to take it from here, you will see this is the first trend line. Okay, and you can see that it's bullish, and the second one is here. All right, so how do you get into this kind of trades? Well, now if we take a retracement of this lower level to here, you will see that the market respected our 62% region almost to a T. Not quite, but almost. Okay, that gave us divergence situation here, and that pushed the market up. So if we were to take our Fibonacci here now, from here to the highest point, you can see that our 50, or rather our 62% retracement area will be here. I'm just going to mark that. Okay, so that means that the possibility of the market pushing down to this level is very strong. However, going down to the 4-hour chart, okay, there's also the possibility, I'll just make it smaller so you can see, that if we take our Fibonacci from here to this point, then our 62% retracement is here, and you can see that the market respected that. But I will caution against going long right now, because we haven't gotten a valid wave bottom situation like we did here or here or here. So in instances like this, please depend on your technical analysis. Now this 62% retracement level looks like a viable place for the market to come down to. Okay, so if you are currently looking at the euro, my caution will be just wait for the market to give you a valid signal to go long. Okay, because this green and red candle represent the EMA cross of the 21 and the 5, and you can see that currently the bearish EMA cross, or the death cross, is in effect. So if the market is going to reverse and go to the upside, we are looking for a wave bottom situation and a green EMA arrow. Okay, so that can occur somewhere in this region, anywhere here. All right, So for me, my bias will be to go long on the euro if I'm to trade a swing position. Okay, I won't think of doing intraday right now. I'll rather wait and follow the main trend. So that's for the euro. Now let's quickly go to the USD card. And on the USD card, this is the monthly chart. So let's run through this quickly. Now the most current candle looks like a bullish one is being formed, even though we have the EMA death cross here. Okay, but I want to remind you that this is the fourth wave on the monthly chart, because you can see the first wave here, second wave, third wave. Now we are in the fourth. Okay, consequently we can also call here the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. But this is the fourth wave of the major trend. Okay, so let's go to the weekly. And on the weekly, this is what's going on. You can see that this looks almost like what exactly like what is going on the dollar index, because the dollar index being the major currency here, rather the dollar. So that means whatever happens on the dollar index happens exactly on the USD card, the USD JPY sometimes, and the USD CHF. Okay, so you can see that we've been progressively bearish for so long now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Okay, a month and a half. And so even though this is bearish, I believe that we have the potential for a retracement to occur. And let's go to the daily chart and see what we see. So on the daily chart, you can see that bounce is beginning to occur, and these are the types I love, because taking the retracement from last point here to this point, we can mark our 62% region here. So even though the trend is bearish on the USD card, we still have the possibility of the market pushing up. Okay, and even if you were to draw a trend line here, you will see that the 62% coincides with where the trend line is. I'm going to go down to the 4-hour chart so we can see more definition. So this is what's going on. Okay, so don't be in a hurry to sell right now. Okay, for this week we are going in. We actually have a wave bottom situation here. You can see that this point being lower than here, so this is the number 1 point, the number 2 point, and this being the number 3 point. So I can put my profit target calculator here, and okay, currently I don't have it on this template, so I'm just going to have to one moment please. I'm just going to have to put it in like so. All right, so taking our profit target calculations, you can see we have price targets up to this region. Okay, however, let me do this. Okay, so I just want to show you something. So now for the new week we're going in, you can have a look at this situation. The possibility of us getting a bullish move here to this region is very strong. That means just below the fourth target, or let's just say the fourth target. So we already have a wave bottom situation here. Now the best way to get into this trade is to wait for a confirmation arrow like this, a green one, because when you see a green arrow here, then that means that we have an EMA golden cross. Okay, of course some of you may not have this indicator, so you are going to have to plot your EMA, and when you get the cross you can get into this market. Okay, employing sound risk and trade management, because the overall trend is up. Okay, and this is a counter trend, but from where we are to that place is about 97 pips, or let's just say 95. So this is actually something for you to consider. Okay, now let's quickly go to the AUD. So this is what's going on the AUD. The AUD and the euro seem to be doing almost the same thing. Okay, you can see that on the monthly chart we have a bearish candle forming. So let's quickly go to the weekly, and on the weekly you can see that we already have our valid. I'm just going to check if I have my profit target calculator here, so that okay, I seem to have, I need to put this in all of them anyway. Okay, so same thing as the euro. Okay, we have our valid wave bottom situation going on here, so the trend is up for the AUD, but right now we are in a minor downtrend. Okay, so let's go down to the daily chart so you can see what I'm saying. Now, if you notice from this low point to here, you can see that the market turned exactly at the 62%. So the 62%, the 55%, these are very, very good areas for you to take trades in. And if you take individual Fibonacci retracement run up here, you will see that this region will give you either the 55 or the 62% of this move. And if you take the Fibonacci of this run up in price, then this will give you the 62% retracement as well. Okay, so if you are thinking of trading the AUD, then my recommendation is, in the long run, think buy. In fact, just think buy, because this move could turn around at any moment. Now, there are two ways to get into this trade. The first way will be to take the Fibonacci from here and place our Fibonacci here, the line, and wait for the market to possibly get there, or we take it from here again and push it up, okay, and take our second Fibonacci retracement level. So either way, you will be safe. Okay, so that means somewhere here or in between this region, you are expecting a turnaround, and the best place to see it is to go down, possibly to the 1 hour chart. Okay, so this is what's going on. You can see what's going on here. You can see that it's mirroring the euro. Okay, we have our AMA dead cross here. So the best way for us to get into this trade is, don't panic if it goes lower than this point or even this point. What you are waiting for is a wave bottom situation and an EMA cross to get into this trade. So you don't have to panic, you don't have to stress yourself. This is going to be a good trade for you. Okay, so for the AUD USD, my counsel is just wait patiently for a retracement at any of these areas. I mean a reversal, sorry, and then you can go long. Okay, of course, you use your profit target calculator to determine how far the market will go. All right, so now let's go to the USD CHF and see what we see. So even though it looks like the market is quiet on the monthly, you can see that the most current candle is bullish. So we'll go down to the weekly chart and see. And on the weekly chart, this is what's going on. Okay, this looks like a hammer bar. Okay, but I need to go down to the daily chart and see properly. So on the daily chart, you can see that this is almost exactly like the dollar index. Okay, so I believe that this trend is still bearish, and even if it's going to even if it were to reverse, it doesn't just reverse like that. It possibly will give us a good wave bottom sign situation, and then it will, okay, but right now what's happening is it is retracing. Okay, so we are going to have to put our Fibonacci like so, draw our 62% region, okay, and then go down lower and see what we see. So going lower, this is what's going on. Okay, so now it has already created the wave bottom situation here. So but you can see how jagged this is. My counsel is, don't try to trade this to the upside right now, because it can turn around at any moment and knock you out. Now, the 62 and the 55% retracement areas are very good areas that the market tends to turn, but that doesn't mean that the market will always get there. Sometimes the market turns around at the 38.2% region. So for the USD CHF, trend is bearish, but I will advise you to wait and get a wave top situation like we have here with a valid death cross, okay, signified by either the arrow or the two EMA lines, and then you can go short. All right, so let's go to the USD JPY now. And on the USD JPY, from the monthly, what we see here is that the most current candle is bearish. Okay, so bearish for the past 2 months. Okay, I'm just going to go to the weekly and let's see what we see. So this is what's happening on the weekly chart right now. Okay, I'm going to take the Fibonacci retracement of this move, and you can see that the market is exactly just about at the 62% region. So you are going to have to be very careful about thinking of buying right now. All right, my recommendation is to wait on the USD JPY and see what will happen. Okay, so let's go to the daily chart, and on the daily chart, this is what's going on right now. Okay, so extremely bearish, extremely. So what we're looking for is an opportunity to get into this market. So we're going to go lower to the 4-hour chart. Let's see. All right. So we seem to have a very good looking wave bottom situation here. All right. So what we need to do is I just want to check something out here. I'm not so sure if my internet is okay. I seem to have lost my internet connection. Sorry there, people. I'm just going to pause the video for a bit and wait for the connection to get back, and we'll resume the recording. Okay, guys. So you can see I've gotten my connection back, and this is what actually happened. Okay, so this line is the 62% retracement of this move. Okay, I'm just going to show you again. I drew the Fibonacci like so, right? So you can see that line is the 62%. So now you can see that the market actually respected that and is strongly bearish. Okay, so sorry about that. My internet connection was actually off and I did not know. So this is what's happening. Okay, the market has respected the 62% region and is strongly bearish right now. So what I'm looking for is actually a retracement. Okay, whenever the market turns around like this, there usually will be a retracement. We don't know how far, but let's go lower and see. So this is what's going on right now. Okay, so now you can see how strongly bearish the USD JPY is. You are not thinking of buying right now. Okay, so you can see that this almost mirrors exactly what the dollar index is saying. So that means that the yen is actually strong against the USD right now. So if you wanted to get into a trade now, you will actually be waiting for a retracement, possibly on the 1-hour chart. Okay, and I believe that this is the best place for you to get an entry. Okay, so how do you get into this trade? You take your retracement from here to the lowest point and wait for an entry point, possibly here. Okay, so whether it gets to this point or it goes slightly higher, all you need to do is wait for a good wave top situation and a dead cross or an EMA arrow like so, and you can get into this trade. Okay, so USD JPY bearish. Now let's look at the GBP. From the monthly chart, you can see our wave bottom situation. Is this a wave bottom or divergence? Looks like divergence. This is positive divergence right here. Okay, however, our wave bottom situation seems to be occurring here because we have our EMA cross here, okay, signifying bullish reversal. Okay, so this is what's going on right now on the GBP on the weekly chart. And in a previous video, I talked about the fact that when we have an incidence of divergence, the market will move the exact number of pips. So this is starts from here to here, okay, or rather here, which is about 1,740. The market is expected to go up 1,740. So we are looking at a possible move to this region. Okay, so right now we seem to be having something of a retracement. Okay, so let's go to the daily chart. Now, even though the overall trend is bullish, you can see that right now for 2 days straight we had a bearish situation. Okay, so you are going to have to go lower to see what's going on, and the best thing I can recommend is wait for a wave bottom situation so you can get into the bullish move. Okay, because this trend down is a short-term bearish trend. Okay, The other week when I talked about this move, I was anticipating that the market would turn around somewhere in this region, but I also gave the proviso that if we were to take our Fibonacci from here, then the market was going to turn around in this region. And in both instances, I wasn't correct. You can see that the market actually pushed much lower than that, got to the 79% region or even higher, more, okay, but finally turned around. So right now we are in the reversal situation, okay. The market is resuming the upward move. So in this instance, we can still look at it from this point and determine that we are not dealing with absolutes here, okay. The trading the market is about probabilities, so you are going to have to put the odds in your favor. Now this is the 62% retracement of this move, so we are looking for possibly a wave bottom situation to occur here. If it doesn't occur here and it goes lower, no problem. So for those of you who are still trading with the EMA and the MACD, you are looking for a MACD cross, okay, and you are looking for the golden cross as well on the EMAs. In my own case, I'm waiting for the green arrow to signify the EMA cross, and I'm looking for a valid wave bottom situation. And I can wait on the 4-hour chart or on the 1-hour chart. Either way, I will get it. So most likely on the 1-hour chart, okay. Another way of waiting is to take your trend line like so and wait. But I think that it's much better for you to get a valid wave bottom situation and to get a golden cross, and then you can go long. So for the GBP USD, our bias is to go long, but don't be in a hurry. Just wait patiently, okay. It may turn around in this region, it may go much lower, but you are looking for something like this, okay, and then you go long. So that's the GBP. So we have the New Zealand USD, and it's doing almost the same thing as the other major currency pairs, okay. You can see that we had this prolonged upward move here, and now we have a reversal, or rather a bearish candle on the monthly. So let's quickly go to the weekly and see. So on the weekly, we have this inverted hammer, and whenever you see a reversal pattern or a candle, it connotes that the market may possibly change direction, okay. So we had a valid wave bottom situation here. So we had the first wave, second wave, and if this is the third wave, then that possibly means that we're about to get into the fourth wave, okay. So on the daily chart, this is what I'm seeing. So for now, for the New Zealand, I will caution about thinking buy, okay. Even though the overall trend is to go long, you will have to wait, okay, until we get a valid signal to go long. So right now, this is what's going on for the New Zealand. It's it looks like this downward move may push a little bit lower, okay. And if I take the Fibonacci from this point here, then we are looking at possibly somewhere in this region. You can see how far that will go. However, it's not certain because the overall trend is bullish, so we are going to have to wait. Same with the other major currency pairs. So you wait, okay. You just wait patiently and you get a valid wave bottom situation that can occur anywhere in this region, so there's no hurry here. Now the final currency pair we're going to look at is the Euro GPB, okay, and this is what's been going on the Euro GPB. On the monthly chart rather, you can see that we had this hammer bar here, and now it looks like the market is possibly going to give us some retracement. So going down to the weekly chart, this is what's happening. So if you wanted to trade this, now that means that the Euro GBP is going to mirror the GBP but in an opposite direction. So if we believe that the GBP, this is going to go up, then that means that the Euro GBP, we're expecting it to go down. But let's go lower and see. So going lower, this is what's going on, okay. And here I can see what looks like a valid wave bottom situation. So I'm going to caution about being in a hurry to sell, okay. What we're looking for is a valid wave top situation to take us into the bearish move. So for the Euro GBP, we are going to have to wait, even though this looks like a valid wave top situation, we don't know how far it will go. Okay, even if we took our Fibonacci here to this point, like so, we need to be certain that it's going to get to this point. Okay, so another way that you can determine this is to wait for, actually it has given us the EMA cross on the 4-hour chart here. Okay, but I will wait patiently for this region to be broken in this instance. Okay, you can see there's a lot of activity going on here. So if it breaks this region, then we can think of buying in the short term, because the overall trend is bearish. Okay, we just had this small push up. Okay, however, this push up can easily get to this point. So like I said, when you come to a currency pair and you are not so sure what is going to happen, stick to the pairs that are giving you clear-cut signals. Don't try to trade charts that are ambiguous, right? Okay, so now that's my analysis on the major currency pairs, and I hope that you were able to learn something from them. Please analyze your currency pairs carefully before you decide to place trades. All right, now I'm going to give you a bonus on the Euro AUD. So the Euro UAD looks like it's in a sort of channel, and we are at a bounce. Okay, this is the daily chart. If I were to go to the weekly, this is what's going on. You can see that the market is bouncing off of a region of support. So quickly going to the 4-hour chart, you can see that we have a beautiful situation going on here. So this is a bonus for you guys. Okay, so this move, I believe that this move has the potential to go as high as this area here. Okay, and that's about 119 pips. So this is a bonus for you guys. We already have a wave bottom situation here, and you can see that I plotted the EMAs here. Okay, so we have a golden cross, we have our MACD cross here. So what you are looking for now is possibly going to the 1-hour chart or even lower and waiting for the market to give you possibly a retracement a little bit down. Okay, I'm just going to go lower to the 15 minutes. So let's see what we see. All right, so now if once the markets resume, you can wait for a retracement possibly to this region here. Okay, somewhere in this region. If you can get the market to give you a valid entry signal here, you can go long. All right, this is just a bonus for you guys. However, please employ good and sound technical analysis and trade management. Okay guys, so that's my take on the major currency pairs against the dollar index for the week of the second week of January 2020. And happy trading and happy new year. Thank you very much.